Chris Green, Member of Parliament for Bolton West, who's backing Liz Truss. Well, you will have heard Matt Hancock saying there that the competition is wide open. Would you agree with that?
I think we can't assume where the members are on this at the moment. It is all to play for. I know there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of polling to say that Liz Truss is clearly ahead. But in these races, whether it's a general election, whether it's a leadership for the Conservative Party, every vote really does count. And Liz Truss is out there campaigning for every single vote. But I think the thing you can measure, the thing you can objectively judge, is members of Parliament. They clearly, and by a significant majority over Rishi Sunak, are coming out in support of Liz Truss. That actually, I think, is a very strong guide to the membership supporting Liz Truss for Prime Minister.
And let's talk about your support for Liz Truss. What makes you support Liz Truss? Why do you think she'll be the best candidate to come forward, and why do you think she'll make a good Prime Minister?
Well, I think she's been very clear about the number one issue we're facing, and that's the cost of living crisis. There are a number of things that are built up during lockdown. There are a number of global issues as well, which requires decisive action. Liz Truss, in terms of reversing Rishi Sunak's national insurance increase, I think that's a good move in itself. Challenging the green levy on energy prices, that's a positive move. She's going to have an emergency budget days after. If she is chosen as leader, she'll have an emergency budget days afterwards to have the latest figure, the latest facts to make sure she's in a position to deal with that crisis. I know Liz Truss is someone who can deliver, and also she's got far more experience. As a new boy in 2015, as was Rishi Sunak, she was already in the cabinet at that stage. She has far more experience than so many other people in Parliament, so she can hit the ground running, dealing with all of the questions we face.
And tell me, Friday's usually a constituency day, and your constituents in Bolton West, what are they saying to you about what they want to see the new Prime Minister deliver?
I think it's that certainty. I was out in Bolton West this morning on the campaign trail, canvassing, talking to my constituents, and the cost of living crisis is that number one issue. So they are very concerned about what got us into this position in the first place, and they need to have that confidence that we can get out and get to the side. So they welcome the fact that Liz Truss has already set out a number of measures already, and that she's going to have that emergency budget to fix some of the problems that have been created in recent years. This is what they are focused on, because they also, as a nurse actually highlighted to me, there are so many pressures on the health service that have been created very recently, and we need to get through to the other side. We need a strong economy to be able to pay for the National Health Service.
And Chris, just finally, I mean, obviously all leadership elections, when there are elections for the leadership, means that you have to take sides, means that they can be quite spiky at times. How do you see the party coming together after this, what has been quite a long and drawn-out process of people taking sides? How do you think you can come together after this election is over?
Well, I love politics, so I actually enjoyed almost every moment of the leadership race. It can't go on for long enough, but I do realise that the country as a whole doesn't quite see it that way. So I think fundamentally the fact that the majority of Conservative members of Parliament are backing Liz Truss, I'm hoping that the members will give that clear endorsement to Liz Truss to make sure that she has the support she needs, not only from MPs but from members, to make sure that the whole of our party and all of our support knows that Liz Truss has that mandate. And actually, fundamentally, this isn't a divide like Leave or Remain. This is something where we all see the same problem, we all see the same challenges, and we need to unite behind the same leader.